it's some people go over there and they adjust well, and some people don't. For me, I like adventure, and that was one of the reasons to join the military is the traveling opportunities that you get to do. And luckily, I was able to go overseas initially compared to some people that start off stateside and they get a bad taste from it. But everything wherever you work at, it's all about what you make of it for yourself. So for me, it kind of fit naturally because I like to travel anyway. So.
Brian, I think that point right there is something that we need to drive home to the listeners, especially those that maybe are young listeners that are thinking about going in the military or something like that. But the assignment's about what you make it, right? I mean, you make the assignment whatever you want to make it. You can make it bad. If you want to stand there for 4 years and have a horrible time, do it. If you want to stand there for 4 years and have a great time, do it.
And it's all about your attitude. If you want to be there and just be miserable, then you're going to be miserable. But if you want to go there and make the most of it and take advantage of the travel and take advantage of the food, take advantage of the people, the architecture, the history, there's so many different aspects of it that you can enjoy or find something to enjoy about it.
I look at your background as I'm reading through this, and we're going through this amazing podcast, joined by Brian DENMAN today out of Warner Robins, Georgia. Brian, you come from a pretty strong family history of serving in the military. Is that correct?
That's correct. We third generation, and that's one of the other reasons I decided to serve was just to maintain that what do you call it, generational enlistment
lineage
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, correct, something like that. But it also extends. I have other family members, uncles further down the line who have served in the past. So there's quite a big motley crew of us, I guess, from Marines to Air Force to Navy to Army. So we're kind of bounced around.
Wow. So let's go back to your granddad. Your granddad served, and what kind of war era was that, if you will?
Both of those were around Vietnam, Korean time frame, and my dad was around the Vietnam time frame, and then I came along. But
wow.
my service was around the Operation Enduring Freedom years, whatnot, and then
okay.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting ride. I mean, it's led me some different directions. It's led me new friendships and
absolutely
and whatnot. So,
well, I think those friendships go ahead.
One thing I would for like say I would say for the kids that are coming out of or young adults that are coming out of college or maybe in college, I'm not sure if college is their thing or coming out of high school, is that military is is the same atmosphere as a college atmosphere, except for you're going to get paid to learn and you get paid to work. You're not going to go into debt with these loans and whatnot, but they're going to give you every tool to succeed. It depends on if you want to use it or if you don't. And
well, I think what you just said right there is key, man. I mean, it is a lot like a college, except for you do get paid to go to college. And, unfortunately, I think we both drank a lot of beer when we were in the military. You learn how to do that pretty
most
quickly.
People do, especially if you're in Germany. Hell yeah. So,
yeah, it's so true, man.
But it's, when you first come in, you're living in dorms, you're going to work, you're taking classes and whatnot. Because I've been both routes. I've been the college route, I've been the military route. So I can see the advantages on both sides. But if you go straight into college, you're going to have debt, which just like me, I'm still paying on debt, which many people who are that have taken some classes at some point. But
so, Brian, let's touch on that real quick because you were a little bit different than most people who join the military, right? You didn't join right out of high school. You actually went to college.
No, I had already gone to college. And the thing is, college is not going to get you everywhere you need to get. You have to have work experience, and that's what employers are looking at. They want a little bit of both. And if they see that you have honorably enlisted in the military and they do background checks or call your references, and it's going to go a long ways for you. So you can't ever go wrong with it, I don't think.
I agree 100%. And you served 5 years, and those 5 years, you look back, I mean, you have connections all over the world still, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, people in different countries, different career fields, different professions. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So you can go, and I want to help our listeners understand too. You can go 5-10 years without talking to somebody that you served with, and then you guys can pick up, and it just be almost automatic, right? You just pick up where you have that
because you have that common ground that you can always relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of all the time that you had there in Germany, when you think about the base and some of the subtractions and the additions that they did as people move in and out, how hard a transition is it to go from the United States and our way of life over to a different country's way of life? Is that a pretty easy transition, or is that hard?
Well,
how long does it take you to get adjusted?
Some people are more convenient to the conveniences of America. I mean, there's certain things about America are just very convenient. You can just walk out your house and go down to the store and get something. Germany's not so much like that. You have to work around that kind of stuff. You can't go out in your front yard on Sundays to go clean your car or cut your grass, because Sundays over there are basically just non-work days. You're supposed to just relax and the neighborhood be quiet or something like that, because you can't get in trouble for that kind of stuff. There's different rules and overseas than there is here, but that's just because the cultures are different too. So
really, wow, that's so crazy.
It's just interesting.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, man. And I wasn't fortunate enough to serve overseas for any length of time like you did, but the small amount of time that I was able to serve overseas, it was just phenomenal, where you get experience with understanding people of different backgrounds, different, socioeconomic statuses, and just different races and religions.
And even for your deployment, when you went over to the Middle East at that time, even there's relationships over there that I think there are a lot of broken relationships over there, because we're being fed two different things when it comes to common ground, and it's just thinking back right now, I kind of get lost for words, because there's just so many good experiences that actually came out of it. So
absolutely. Well, did you have any negativity towards you as an American, as a gringo, if you will, even though you're in Germany? I mean, did they look at you or view you that way at all?
You're going to get some of that no matter where you go. You're just going to get some people who are just not accepting of who you are, and the thing is, that's their right to do that, and you just got to pick and place your where you go and surround yourself by good people. So if
absolutely,
I'm not welcome there, then I'm just not going to go there. I mean, it's easy as that. So,
well, I look at what the Air Force afforded us. First and foremost, I mean, a lot of the and I saved this till the end of the podcast with it today. But Brian DENMAN, the one who's joined on the podcast here, and I'm Joshua Littrell, your host on the Honor Across Arms podcast, is just so happens to be my best friend of the last 20 years. And Brian, when we talk about the relationships that are developed through the military, I mean, you and I kind of met by chance. Here's two Georgia boys in tech school in San Antonio, and lo and behold, here we are 20 years later, and we still, are the best of friends as what we were 20 years ago. It's amazing.
Well, even with you, or even with your old lady, Linda, there's some relationships where they never just go away, and when you start talking again, it's kind of like you just left off where you were at, and that's one thing about I guess our friendship and relationship we've had that I've always appreciated. So.
Well, I appreciate that. And the thing about when we talk about our relationship, and civilians don't understand what it's like, because they don't have a lot of times, they don't have that time without. And what I mean is, if they don't talk to somebody for a month or a year, then their friendship's over, right? It's different in our world.
Well, we maintain friendships usually. If you want good, healthy relationships, they take work. They all take work, and you have to invest some of your time for your friends. But sometimes you understand that we're just all busy trying to live our lives, and we just got to get our peace when we can get our peace with each other. And when you do, you just make the most of it.
I think that's probably the best piece of advice that I've heard on one of these podcasts in a long time. That relationships take work, Brian. That's almost groundbreaking to hear somebody say that, but that's so true.
I don't know about all that, but you know what I mean. I'm not talking about like relationship, like girl-guy relationship. I'm just talking about friendships and family relationships. They do. You have to take time out for other people. So I know I'm pretty bad at that at times. So.
Hey, I think we all are. We all are, but we've got to make sure that we make time for each other. And this is kind of the holiday season, if you will. These podcasts will air all throughout the year, but we're recording it during the holiday season. And, it's right around Thanksgiving, and I always give thanks to those men and women that I serve with. There's no doubt about it. And when I think about those people, Brian, you're at the top of that list because of how much time we've spent together, and how much time we've known each other, and how long we've been friends. I mean, I thank goodness every single day I joined the military and found you. I mean, I know it's crazy, but it's true.
Woke up from a hangover and became best friends. I'm sure more. I'm sure there's more than one person have had that. But I appreciate everything you've done, Joshua. I know what you're trying to fight is sometimes it doesn't seem like it has an end, but I do see one coming from you. And you had a vision, you had a thought process, and you have a goal. And just to keep doing it, man. I know a lot of veterans out there appreciate the work you're doing. And I know a lot of them understand it's not that easy, but I see progress being made every day. And I don't think if you didn't put as much effort into it, I don't know how far along the veteran community would be without your help right now. So just continue that good fight, man.
Man, those are kind words, brother, and I can't say thank you enough. You know that. Today we're joined by Brian DENMAN. He's out of Warner Robins, Georgia. Brian, I can't say thank you enough for taking the time to be here on the Honor Across Arms podcast and just share your experience in Germany and military experience. And what an incentive flight,
Sure, man.
Wow.
Hey, and if you have anybody who's always got questions, I'll give them the straight up open answer and about joining the military, because I can give you both sides of it. So
sure.
I can give you
if
the
people want to
college
contact
side.
you, how can they reach out
Correct.
to you?
I'll have you got my email. I don't know if you can post it anywhere, but
we will. We'll get that posted up for you.
Post it out there for me, and then just feel free to call, email me some questions or whatnot.
Sure.
I'll give you the lowdown and give you the best. Like, if you do want to join the military, what's probably the best route to go, and some of the things you might want to think about. So,
well, Mr. DENMAN, thank you so much, man.
No problem, man. No problem.
You and taking the time out today, brother.
Well, I appreciate all the veterans taking time out and listening to your podcast, man, because it's going to be very beneficial and very informative.
Absolutely. Brian DENMAN, thank you so much, and thank you all for joining us here on the Honor Across Arms podcast. I'm Joshua.
Same to y'all.
Line over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there, over there.